Heather Rendulic has always been unstoppable, even after she suffered 5 strokes in less than 1 year.
It was extremely hard. It was obviously a very dark and difficult time in my life.
While she was able to learn to walk again, 10 years later, she has almost no use of her left arm and hand.
I like to tell people I live one-handed in a two-handed world.
She entered a research trial partnering up Pitt and CMU researchers. UPMC neurosurgeon Peter Gersten implanted a tried-and-true technology in a radical new way.
Under X-ray guidance, we take this catheter and then we simply thread it, if you can see here, not into the spinal cord, but over top of the spinal cord.
CMU grad students studying neural engineering, part of the team supporting Doug Weber and Marco Capogrosso, the CMU professors heading up an $8 million NIH grant-funded study into something called spinal cord stimulation.
Once a stroke patient is about 6 months out from their stroke, they enter what's called the chronic stage of recovery. And at that point, there is literally nothing on the market that helps them use their arm again. Nothing.
Not yet. Heather is the first patient in the world to have an electrode placed on her spine to achieve a new outcome. Electrodes like this have been used widely to treat patients with chronic pain. The problem this team is tackling, the path between Heather's brain and her arm was destroyed by stroke. These scientists hypothesized that the electrode placed just right on the spine can build a new path, like a detour.
Around her stroke, and then to reattach the connection between her brain and her arm.
The moment of truth came after surgery. Heather comes to the lab and the researchers flip the switch on the generator, sending electrical impulses.
I had this gut feeling I knew it was going to work.
The detour around that bombed out highway in her body worked. The ultimate test? Big juicy steak. An important scientific fact the team wants you to understand. This is not an exterior machine moving Heather's arm and hand. The tool simply allows Heather to decide how to move.
The brain still retains, Heather's and the participant's brain retains full control over what the muscles are doing. It's just in the case of stroke where that function is impaired, we're making it stronger.
But it was completely me in control. I was able to open and close my hand or lift my arm up and down or straighten it out or flex it, based on my own control. It wasn't the technology controlling it.
The trial was temporary, the technology was removed. While Heather would love to have it back, it's still in a very early development phase. The hard question, should patients like Heather be hopeful that they will move their arms and hands just like they used to?
Yes. Ultimately, yes.
This research launched a startup tech company tasked with developing the technology in this trial into a medical device.
We're going to transition from this temporary therapy, which is only 4 weeks in duration, to a permanent implant that people we hope will be able to use in their home.
I know in my heart of hearts that one day this is going to be available widely to not just me, but all of stroke victims across the world.
Pittsburgh people in the lab, in the operating theater, and at home, inventing a new way to transform stroke patients' lives around the world.
It's a CMU thing, it's a Pitt thing, it's a Pittsburgh thing.
Heather and her husband would love to have a baby. She used to worry that her disability would make it hard to care for a newborn.
It gives me the hope that we can not only support me in my dream of becoming a mother, but also help millions of other people in their dreams, whatever they may be.
All right, if you think that's cool, listen to this. Heather's surgeon followed her progress. He said he noticed some improvement in her mobility even after that technology was switched off. Very promising. Researchers do compare this, think about this, with the first cochlear implant for people who are deaf. Think of it along those lines. We're going to let you know the next steps in this breakthrough. I got to say, these researchers were amazing, the team of people. But Heather Rendulic, she's a rock star.
She is a rock star. I got goosebumps through several moments in this story. And to think this is happening here and this is just the beginning, wow.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And she's speaking on behalf of so many people who can benefit from this.
There's a lot of people worldwide, hundreds of thousands, if not millions, who could benefit.
Way to go, Heather.
Yeah, and such an important story to share.
We'll stay on top of it, too.
Yeah. All right,
Thanks,
Shannon.
Shannon.
Thank you.